Oh dear days of our lives fans, gather around because I've got some truly heartbreaking news to share today. As someone who's been glued to the screen for decades, watching the twists and turns of Salem's most iconic families, it pains me to say this, we're about to bid a fond or perhaps bittersweet farewell to Jeremy Horton. Yes, you heard that right. Jeremy, that grew complicated in soul, who's been stirring up drama since his latest return, is exiting the canvas. It's the kind of sudden departure that leaves us all reeling, questioning the writer's choices, and speculating wildly about what could have been. But let's dive deep into this, shall we? As a longtime header and devotee from the possession storyline to the endless Horton family reunions. I'll walk you through the details, the draw, and why this exit feels like a gut punch to the loyal viewers who've invested in Jeremy's arc.
First, a little history lesson for the newer fans or those needing a refresher. Jeremy Horton isn't exactly a newcomer to Days of Our Lives. He's part of the legendary Horton clan, that bedrock family that's been at the heart of the show since its premiere back in 1965. Jeremy, the son of Mike Horton and Robin Jacobs, first burst onto the scene in the late 80s, played by actor Jeremy Licht as a child. But it was in the mid-2000s when the character really came into his own as an adult, portrayed by Trevor Donovan from 2007. Donovan's Jeremy was a hot-headed adventurer, tangled up in schemes involving underground fighting rings and romantic entanglements that had us all on the edge of our seats. He left Salem in a whirlwind, but soap fans know better than to count any character out for good. Recasts and resurrections are the lifeblood of daytime drama. After all, fast forward to October 2025, and enter Rourke Critchlow as the latest incarnation of Jeremy Horton. Critchlow, a soap veteran who's no stranger to the genre, remember his stint as Dr. Mike Horton on Days itself from 1994 to 1999, brought a fresh, mature edge to the role. At 61, he infused Jeremy with a world-weary charisma, making him feel like a man who's seen too much heartbreak and is desperate for redemption. His debut episode was Classic Days. Jeremy rolls back into Salem under the cover of night, his eyes shadowed with regret, knocking on Stephanie Johnson's door with a bouquet of wilting roses in hand. "Steph, I know I messed up," he pleads, his voice cracking just enough to tug at our heartstrings. It was a moment loaded with potential, the kind of setup that promises fireworks, betrayals, and maybe even a happily ever after. But as any seasoned viewer knows, happily ever afters in Salem are about as rare as a quiet day at the Brady pub. Jeremy's return was all about mending fences, particularly with Stephanie. Their history is a tangled web, folks. Back in the day, Jeremy and Stephanie's paths crossed in ways that left scars. Think passionate flings interrupted by family secrets, rival suitors, and occasional near-death experience. Stephanie, played with fierce vulnerability by Shelley Hennick since her return in 2022, has always been a fan favorite, the strong-willed PR exec who's battled everything from corporate intrigue to personal demons. When Jeremy showed up, hoping to rekindle that old flame, it seemed like the perfect recipe for romance. He professed his undying love, vowing to leave his nomadic past behind and settle down in Salem. "I've changed, Steph. Give me a chance to prove it," he urged in one particularly steamy scene set against the backdrop of the Horton living room. With Alice's donuts symbolically untouched on the table, a nod to the family's enduring legacy. But oh, how the mighty fall in the world of soaps. The reunion didn't go as planned. Understatement of the year. From the get-go, red flags were waving like they were in a parade. Stephanie, fresh off her tumultuous breakup with Alex Kyriakis, was wary. Alex, that charming playboy heir to the Titan Empire brilliantly portrayed by Robert Scott Wilson, had his own axes to grind. Whispers of jealousy turned into outright accusations, and before long, Jeremy found himself at the center of a storm. Suspected of stalking Stephanie. Check. Threatening Alex. Double check. The plot thickened faster than a pot of chowder at the pub. Let me paint the picture for you in vivid detail. Because this storyline had all the hallmarks of classic Days drama: shadowy figures lurking in alleyways, anonymous notes slipped under doors, and late-night confrontations that left characters and viewers gasping. It started innocently enough. Stephanie began receiving eerie gifts, a single red rose left on her car windshield, a cryptic text message quoting lyrics from their old favorite song. At first, she brushed it off as a secret admirer's harmless flirtation, but as the incidents escalated, a smashed window at her apartment, whispered threats over the phone, paranoia set in. "Who's doing this to me?" she confided in her best friend, Kayla Brady Johnson, during a tearful scene at University Hospital. Kayla, Ever the wise matriarch Mary Beth Evans' nails that roll every time, urged caution. Salem's full of ghosts from the past, sweetie. Be careful. All eyes turned to Jeremy. His timing was suspicious, showing up right when the harassment began. And let's not forget his history. Jeremy's no saint. In his earlier days, he was involved in shady dealings, from gambling debts to run-ins with the law. Critchlow played it masterfully, his Jeremy alternating between wounded innocence and flashes of anger that made you wonder if he was capable of crossing that line. One unforgettable episode had Jeremy confronting Alex at the Kyriakis mansion. "Stay away from her, or you'll regret it," Jeremy snarled, his fist clenched, the camera lingering on the vein throbbing in his forehead. Alex, smirking that signature Kyriakis grin, fired back threats. "That's rich coming from a has-been like you." The tension was palpable, electric, the kind that keeps us tuning in day after day. As the suspicion mounted, Jeremy's life in Salem unraveled. Friends turned their backs. Family members like his cousin Hope, Brady, or whatever iteration we're on now, soaps and recasts, am I right, offered half-hearted support. He was isolated, a pariah in his own hometown. Stephanie, torn between her lingering feelings and mounting fear, distanced herself. "I want to believe you, Jeremy, but the evidence," she trailed off in a heart-wrenching breakup scene by the pier, waves crashing dramatically in the background. It was soap gold, rain starting to fall just as tears streamed down her face, Jeremy walking away into the fog, his shoulders slumped in defeat. Now, with this sudden departure announced, the pieces are falling into place, and it's a revelation that flips the script entirely. It can be confirmed, Jeremy was not the stalker. Not even close. If he had been, the storyline would have veered into much darker territory, perhaps a full-blown obsession arc, culminating in a dramatic reveal at the Salem PD or a cliffhanger trial. Instead, his exit clears the air, pointing the finger elsewhere. Who could it be? My money's on a returning villain from Stephanie's past, maybe an old flame like Philip Kyriakis, or even a new twist involving the DiMera family. A.J. DiMera. Dan Furigal has been suspiciously quiet lately, hasn't he? Or perhaps it's tied to the ongoing corporate espionage at Titan, with Alex pulling strings from the shadows. The writers are masters at misdirection, and this departure feels like the setup for a bigger bombshell. Critchlow's time as Jeremy was brief, just a few months on air, but boy, did he make an impact. In interviews I've scoured them all, trust me, he spoke passionately about stepping into the role. "Jeremy's a complex guy," he told Soap Opera Digest in November 2025. "He's got layers: regret, passion, a bit of danger. It's been a thrill to bring him back to life." And thrill it was. Critchlow's portrayal added depth, drawing on his own experience as Mike Horton to echo family ties. Remember Mike's battles with addiction and romance. Jeremy's arc mirrored that in subtle ways, with hints of vulnerability beneath the tough exterior. But fear not, fans roar, Critchlow's career is far from over. This guy's a powerhouse. After his original Days run, he popped up in everything from General Hospital crossovers to primetime gigs on shows like VIP, with Pamela Anderson, and even sci-fi flicks. More recently, he's been killing it in indie films and voice work. His IMDb page is a testament to versatility, from dramatic roles in thrillers to lighter fare in Hallmark movies. Just last year, in 2025, he starred in Shadows of the Past, a mystery thriller that earned rave reviews at film festivals. "Rourke brings gravitas to every scene," one critic noted. And with Days wrapping his storyline, whispers are he's eyeing a return to theater or perhaps another soap. Port Charles, anyone. His departure from Days isn't a career setback, it's a pivot. In the soap world, actors like him are like boomerangs, they always come back. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Are you surprised by this departure? I have to admit, as someone who's predicted more plot twists than I can count, remember when I called the Marlena possession redux back in the 90s? This one caught me off guard. Jeremy's return felt like the start of something epic, a long-term redemption arc, perhaps tying into the Horton family legacy. With the show celebrating its 60th anniversary in 2025, bringing back legacy characters like Jeremy seems strategic. But soaps are unpredictable beasts. Budget cuts, creative shifts, actor availability, any number of factors could be at play. Rumors swirling on fan forums I've been lurking on Dayscape and Soap Central suggest Critchlow's schedule clashed with upcoming projects. Others speculate it's storyline-driven, clearing the deck for a Stephanie-Alex reunion, or paving the way for a new Horton heir. The fan reaction has been intense, to say the least. Social media is ablaze with hashtags like @Horton and @Daysdrama. One tweet from a devoted viewer read, "Jeremy's exit. Heartbroken. He deserved better than being a red herring stalker suspect. @DaySofferLives. Bring him back," another fan speculated. "This means the real stalker's about to be revealed," calling it, "It's Chad DiMera in a twist. It's this passion that keeps the show alive." I've been to fan events, chatted with cast members at conventions. The bond between Days and its audience is unbreakable. Remember the outcry when Brady died in 2015? Fans petitioned, and look what happened. Resurrection City. Diving deeper into the implications, Jeremy's exit ripples across Salem. For Stephanie, it's a chance to heal, but at what cost? Her character's been through the ringer from her days as a race car driver to corporate battles. She's resilient, but this stalking plot has left her vulnerable. Will she lean on Alex, reigniting that fiery chemistry? Alex, with his curious blood, is no stranger to manipulation. Could he have orchestrated some of this to eliminate the competition? The writers have teased as much in recent episodes, with sly glances and overheard conversations. And what about the Horton family? With legends like Julie Williams, Susan Seaforth Hayes, still going strong at 80 to holding court, Jeremy's departure leaves a void. The annual Horton Christmas ornament hanging might feel a little lonelier this year. Let's not forget the broader context of Days of Our Lives in 2026. The show, now streaming on Peacock after its NBC run, has adapted beautifully to the digital age. Episodes drop daily, with extended cuts and behind-the-scenes extras that keep us hooked. But with competition from newer soaps and reality TV, maintaining viewer loyalty means bold moves like killing off or writing off characters to shake things up. Jeremy's storyline, though short, served its purpose, injecting suspense, romance, and that signature Days intrigue. It harkens back to classics like The Cruise of Deception or the Salem Stalker saga, where no one was safe. Speculating on what's next, I can't help but dream up scenarios. What if Jeremy's exit isn't permanent? Soaps love a good fake-out death or off-screen adventure. Picture this: Jeremy leaves Salem in disgrace, only to return months later with proof of his innocence, exposing the real culprit in a courtroom showdown. Or perhaps he crosses paths with other departed characters like his Aunt Jennifer Horton or cousin J.J. Devereaux in a spin-off storyline. The possibilities are endless, and that's the beauty of daytime drama. In wrapping this up, though I could ramble on forever about my beloved Days, Jeremy Horton's departure is a poignant reminder of why we love this show. It's not just the plots, it's the emotions they evoke: the joy, the tears, the sheer escapism. Rourke Critchlow delivered a memorable performance in a limited time, proving once again that quality trumps quantity. His Jeremy was a man seeking redemption in a town built on secrets, and while his story ends for now, the echoes will linger.
So, fellow fans, are you as surprised as I am? Did Jeremy's arc leave you wanting more, or are you ready for the next chapter? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let's dissect this together. After all, in Salem, the days of our lives are never truly over. They're just on pause until the next dramatic reel. Stay tuned, because if there's one thing Days has taught me, it's that tomorrow always brings another twist.